Good morning and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm David Steele and here's my truck. And today we're in the Mack Anthem. This Mack Anthem, it's green, not that you can tell so well, and it has the MP8HE, that's the high efficiency, or the turbo compound, this Mack's version of the Volvo turbo compound. This is the 415 engine, 415 rated horsepower engine, with a 1760 foot-pounds of torque. And we're using a M-drive transmission today. It's a 12-speed with a 3.08 final drive. Now, many of the MP8HEs come with a 264 final drive, I believe, which is extra super tall. I mean, we're talking 60 miles an hour is about 1,000 revs, if not a little bit less. And that's fantastic for your line haul stuff, for your flat roads. But we're in Alaska, and Alaska is none of the above. And so a little shorter gearing can go a long way. This 3.08 final drive, 55 is about 1,100 revs, and those extra revs, they help keep your speed up when you're going up a gradient. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and fire her up.
Let's get this job done.
Stock Mack sounds today, nothing fancy, because that's not how we roll. And I'm going to just check the horns. It's about, I think it's about 7 PM. Let's just check. Let me see. Yep, just gone 7. Oh, those horns work. Right, let's jump in the cabin. Now the Anthem has been, well, was for a long time one of my favorite trucks. It didn't exactly fall out of favor, but I ended up realizing I was driving the Anthem the whole time. I just wanted to mix things up a little bit. And that was when I bought Red Thunder. That's going back a few years ago now. Right, I guess this is the way out. Now, part of today's run is to show off how pretty ATS 1.49 is in the dark. And the weather today should be clear. I'm saying that. We're not expecting any rain, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have it. Okay. Here we go. I may turn down my dashboard lights in a little bit, but for now, let's go ahead and just enjoy this. We're going to take a wind turbine today, and we're heading north. I'm hopeful we're going to get to see some of the Aurora Borealis. Oh, I may not have pronounced that correctly, but okay. I'm in everyone's way, actually. And this powertrain is it's quite a punchy performer. Certainly bobtail. It's not got that much power. 415 horsepower is no great shakes, but it's got lots of torque. So if I
go straight,
I'm not going to. But if I were to give it a boot full of power, it picks up very nicely.
right.
The idea here is that we'll do pretty good when we come to hauling this cargo.
Kind of on time.
Okay, thanks, Doug. I'm going to do my best to be quiet for part of today's trip so we can at least look at the scenery and you won't have me blathering on. But we'll see in fact that's the cargo dead ahead, that round cylinder thing on the low loader. Well, let's go ahead and check in here. I'm deliberately angling myself because I've been here before. Okay, do I have any choice in how we take this? Okay, not that much of a choice really. I guess we'll just stick with the red one. Okay, so alright, let's back here and get my windows down. I don't feel any great need to use the four ways today. This is a pretty empty yard and it's in the evening, so there's not many people around. Looks for me, right? Managed to completely mess up where I should be there. terms of positioning, back this up. The spec for today's truck is we've actually got the nicest interior setup because I really wanted the onboard navigation. Didn't want to use the phone on the dash or on the windshield. All right.
Drive safe.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my window shut and give it a quick tug test. So let's trailer brake on, yep, and move off. Yep, I would say that passes. So, right, well, without further ado, let's get on the road. So my dashboard's showing oil temperature, that's 167. That's not quite normal, but not far. Let's cycle through the modes. Yep, air pressure, we got some air in there. Trip computer numbers, great. So far we've averaged 8 miles per hour and 5.2 miles per gallon, but I've not really moved around much since I filled up. And no engine load, so to speak. That's an interesting display. We'll keep that on there right now. No, we'll actually go through. What else have we got? Okay. Odometer, miles per gallon, miles speed, and voltage. Okay. And then the next one is that's the whole average consumption and distance to empty and all that jazz. Right. Like we're clear from the right. A little bit tight there on the left, but we're going to go for it. Okay, let's put out of his way as quickly as we can. Okay, that was fair enough. Let's go back to my engine load display, I think. There we go. Not that much load right now. Okay, well, fair enough. Right. Now, the biggest criticism I have with the Mack, and I think a lot of other ATS drivers have this, is the mirror position is not great. It's hard to see left and right. Certainly hard to see left. But if that's the biggest criticism I have of the Anthem, I think that we're doing okay. Right, looks like there's a bit of traffic up here. We're going to turn left at this intersection. What have you got your four ways on? Is it because you're in a white pickup truck? Okay, maybe you're just telling me that there's stationary traffic. Maybe. I know I could zip through this gas station on the left, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be a little kinder than that. I wonder what our package weighs today in terms of the whole truck, trailer, and all that kind of stuff. I think a trailer will be close to 57,000 pounds. Generally, the low loader is about 20,000 pounds. So, yeah, it's a pretty chunky cargo. But does the Mack itself, does that weigh 23,000 pounds? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Turn left.
Wow, the thing accelerates harder from rest. Okay, it looks clear. Right, I guess it is. And so we're off. Right, well, I'm not going to use cruise immediately. I want to get the truck up to 55 with just my accelerators, so we use all that adaptive goodness. But this engine likes to short shift, so I'm giving it a good squeeze of power right now. So it's going to go up to 1400 revs. Yep, there we go. But if I lift off and just, if I'm a bit kinder to it, it shifts up quite a bit earlier. Peak torque arrives from 900 RPM in this engine. So in that respect, it's like the MX-11 or the MX-13. And it's a 13-litre engine, so it's max equivalent of the MX-13. And that's not a bad thing. Still got 2 gears to go though, and we're climbing through the gears. Also climbing up through the road. speedometer optimistically goes up to 120. Never really noticed that before. Interesting. Yeah, so as I give it a squeeze more power, you can see the engine load that goes up. Right. Well, that's set my cruise at 55. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone for the most part. And let's enjoy some of the scenery. And hopefully, some sensible driving.
How many times do I have to tell you to slow down? go straight.
So far this has been a really relaxing trip, and the Mack's doing great. I mean, it's a fleet spec, I gotta say, and its gearing is perfectly sensible for these sorts of roads. I could probably get away with the 264 final drive, at least for this part, but there are most definitely hills in Alaska that really do favour shorter gearing. But putting all that to one side, I love the changes that SCS made to the game so that it looks a lot prettier at night. And it's a little hard to show, and I don't know how well YouTube will reflect this, but driving along in these sorts of conditions when it's a fairly bright night, the detail in the trees, the way that they just fade away, the fact that the road's still visible. Now, I'm not going to turn the lights off. I feel like I could, but I'm not going to. But do I need them to see? Is the moonlight enough? Is that a green glow from the magnetic storm? I mean, maybe. There's the moon in my mirror. We're coming up to a bit of a hill now. Yeah, it's changed down a few gears. What are we in 10th right now? Yep. About to go down to 9th. So yeah, this is a good example of a hill that is actually a bit of a challenge. In daylight, you would see more of this, but at night, you just don't. So the Mack, its EGT temperatures certainly creeping up. If you look towards the right-hand side of the screen, there are those 4 gauges. Midway up, we've got a temperature of some description, 2 temperatures, and then we've got that car finally got past me. Then we've got the EGT, and it's just over 1,000 degrees. And finally, the very right gauge is the brake pressure. So yeah, my exhaust gas swept up to 1,000, but it didn't get any higher, which is good. I mean, it's still kind of high now, but we're still getting up to cruise, and it should drop off once we reach 60. But yeah, this part here, I can see the trees, I can see the stars. This is beautiful, and this is what life is like. Driving through this part of the world with no city lights. In fact, you know what? Just because I can, the lights are off. So I mean, I can still see. We'll get a fine doing that. Wouldn't want to recommend you did that in real life, but there we go.
Caution. You're exceeding the speed limit.
Oh, we're almost here. That was a very quick run. I'm surprised at how swiftly that went. Well, that's good. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, can't say I'm unhappy with that result. Yeah, we really are just a couple of miles away. Okay, great. Well, we need to negotiate through Fairbanks first. Yes, I've got to turn right up here. Turn left up here, even. Let's just go ahead and get ready. It's getting the left-hand lane, along with everyone else. It's very pleasant to be up in Alaska without the rain. I often turn the rain up quite high when I'm in this part of the world. It does add a lot to the game, but it'd be nice to just experience it in the dry. And this is a very competent truck. I still enjoy the Mack Anthem. And this is a basic spec, so we have the steel wheels, we don't have any side fairings, we don't have anything fancy going on at the back. We've got a the words escape me. Wow. The rack that sits behind the cabin, completely forgotten what on earth that's called, which is very embarrassing because I should know entirely what it is. But okay, we got one of those installed. But plastic bumpers, plastic mirrors. So yeah, nothing fancy. We've even got the small fuel tanks, I think, in this as well. I think they're 186 gallons. And yet, powertrain-wise, this is great for what we're asking it to do. And I know I've used the 264 final drive version of the M-Drive 12-speed transmission, and you can get 10 miles per gallon. And the game makes it a challenge to get such decent fuel consumption. Now, admittedly, it means driving everywhere at 55, 60, but I'm okay with that. Right, should get through in this left filter light. Well, I'm saying that. I might not. Let's see. Wow, that was a pretty savage braking maneuver from this vehicle in front, and I'm surprised I didn't run into him. Well, I think that's just about going to wrap up today's video. I don't want to subject everyone to waiting for yet another traffic light. So I hope that you enjoyed today's trip. A little bit different for me not to talk so much, but hey, I'm good with that sometimes. And I hope that you enjoyed it. So if you have, you know what to do. And if you haven't, you also know what to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, everyone. Take it easy. Goodbye.